All right, we are live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another community working group meeting. So we just have a few more minutes before we get started, while we're waiting for more people to join. But aside from that, I've got Jay Prakash. I hope I pronounced it correctly here with me live.
Yeah,
Uh,
you pronounce it
Would you
correct.
like to introduce yourself, Salam, and tell us how you're going to join us in KPI and what you're looking forward to?
Oh, okay. So thanks for having me. I'm Jayaprakash from India, and I'm an undergrad student. I'm basically in my third year, or you say in fifth semester. And yeah, I'm just here for fun, and I want to explore open source. So that's why I joined the Async API community. That's all from my side.
Oh, that's amazing. How did you get to know about us in KPI?
Actually, I joined the last weekly meeting on YouTube, and from that, I got here.
Okay, that's amazing. Thank you so much for joining. We also got Kari TK. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Would you mind introducing yourself? All right, we still have 2 more minutes until we get started. I'm also gonna check on Slack and also share the link
Yo,
there to see if more people are joining as well.
hi Tolu. Hello.
Hi Shreya, thank you for joining.
Hi, Huli. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well as well. So I think GSOC is officially ended, like for the mentees.
Oh, really? Congratulations! You can now rest,
I
right?
Yeah, so still I'm like having my mentor evaluation, but I
Hmm.
think only this was the large project, or I'm not sure if anybody else had. But
That's good. That's awesome. All right, cool. It's 5 past, so that means let's get to the agenda. The thing is, I have so many screens open. I have so many tabs. Now I'm just don't know which one is the agenda. Okay, I think it's this one. Please give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Is it the correct screen, right? You can see the agenda. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah, we
perfect.
Yeah, we are on a correct screen.
Okay, awesome. All right, hi everyone. Welcome to the Async API Community Working Group meeting. This is where We coordinate with community builders that lead some of our initiatives in the community. So usually it's a two-in-one. We have the conference coordination working group updates. Then we jump down to the community updates from community in general. My name is Tuli, for those who don't know me, and I'm joined by Shreya, Kariti K, and Jay Prakash live today, so I'm not alone. I'm not flying solo. Yeah, so on today's agenda, basically we have only two major items. We have some conference updates and some community updates. So starting off with the conference, in less than 3 weeks, we'll be heading to the AsyncAPI conference in Paris. And agenda was supposed to be live today. The pull request is out, but it's waiting to be approved and merged. So yeah, so agenda will be out once the maintainers approve, but we have free tickets for the conference. So you can also get to see who is actually speaking and what to expect on the conference. So the Sync API track is happening on the 11th of December, but we have amazing speakers and the agenda this year is quite amazing. So when you click on the Paris on the speakers, then you click on Paris, you will get to see like who's speaking. So yes, you can just click on register now. It will take you to the tickets. So we still have available tickets for the Paris conference. And I know it's Independence Day in Poland. So Lucas won't be joining us to give us his usual updates. But when it comes to booth coordination, the API standards booth, Daniel, one of our Sync API ambassadors, will be at the conference to like do the main coordination setting up and yeah, the swag setup and everything. And MC, I think between him and Fran. So swags, I think there's two boxes that will be sent to Paris. And yeah, we're waiting for final confirmation from Florence if she's also going to go. But yeah, those are some of the updates when it comes to the Async API conference in Paris and the API standards booth. Developer week, we have a week left to close like the final call for papers. We actually extended last week until the 21st of November. So far we have received like 8 submissions for the conference. So next week also I'll be meeting the partners to also do like the final preparations, getting to know how many slots we're getting on the agenda, when exactly are we going to be having the track on what day, and also get to discuss some of the nitty-gritties that has to do with the agenda and also the booth coordination from that end. And for travels for Developer Week, Lucas opened an issue in regards to travel funding. So I'll definitely be there, but a call for people who need to travel has been opened. So let me quickly share the issue. Um, as I'm speaking. So we also have a pull request that details the travel funding, how the travel funding process will work, of which actually I'm the one who's delaying making the reviewing the pull request. But yeah, we have a pull request that details like the travel funding, which I can share as well. Copy link. So yes, if you got the notification earlier today, please go through it. If you have visas and you would love to travel, please express your interest on the issue. So yeah, that is some of the updates that we have on Developer Week. I hope by the next meeting I will have also some details after I've spoken with the partners and also update the speakers on what's coming up. All right, so meetup section. I was hoping Ace will be here, but he's not back yet. But yeah, last meeting we spoke with Ace on what to do with the meetup section. And he mentioned something about updating to Storybook, something like that. Shreya, do you have any idea what's up?
Storybook, I'm really not sure. I mean, I think I was concerned with the meetups page and the design of it. So I'm not like last time you mentioned that we should change some design, and I changed, and after that, I did not get any reviews. So I was hoping that if he might be here, so we could discuss what sort of changes, or maybe later on, if somebody can write on the issue itself some
All right.
suggestions. So yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned it on the last meeting as well. Like, we need to now fast track because once later on, I was supposed to open a pull request, which is something that I'm gonna speak about next. Like, start to discuss the venues for 2026, but also we need to also have the meetups page already underway. I know Ace said he's gonna make a comment. I think I also pinged him again on the issue, like what is missing. But I know he mentioned something about Storybook aligning with current changes on the conference website. But what I will do is after the community call, I'm gonna do another ping on the website on the working group channel as well on the conference on your issue as well to see what's the way forward because this study we really need it now. So the sooner we get it underway, the better. All right. As for venues for 2026, I was supposed to open an issue like to start discussing some of the venues for 2026. But yeah, we're looking for partners. If you know any partners that would like to host an Async API conference in your city, please let us know. The issue will be out by today. If not today, definitely tomorrow. I will ping everybody from TSC to ambassadors down to maintainers. Please spread the word. If you know who we can partner with, or you have an idea where we can be, or you know someone who's interested that we can talk to, maybe introduce to us, please jump in so that we can have a wonderful conference again next year. All right, that is some of the updates that I have on conference side of things. I don't know, is there anybody who has any question? All right, cool. So let's jump right into community updates. All right, so we read the proposal for the community goals is out. So please take time to review on some of the items that are coming up next year. It involves everybody actually. So take time to review the proposals. If you have any questions, suggestions, please do share. Um, and yes, I think it's up until the 21st, if I'm not mistaken, for everybody to review. Then we do the final implementation changes on the pull request and call for voting after that. So yeah, the second item, Async API 10th anniversary on the 18th of November, which is next week, Tuesday. So yeah, I don't know what we should do this year. When I open the calendar, I just remember that we're having an anniversary this year. So if you have any ideas on what we should do, maybe share stories or something that we should do on social media, just let me know, or you can post on the marketing channel. I'll be happy to hear some ideas on what we should do. Yeah, if it's a virtual party, I know it's late to actually plan one, but yeah, just let if you have any ideas, please do let us know. But yes, Async API is turning 10 next week, Tuesday, on the 18th of November. And community summary is out. If you haven't read it, please do, and also share with your networks as well. It also encourages me to keep on being consistent in writing the community update. And in lighter news, we now have a docs preview on the community report. So if you have been joining us for the past few meetings, you might have heard me mention the need of us having like a preview, like a native preview for our docs, like to have to see what we are deploying before the workflow deploys on the website in case there are any errors. So we now have our own preview, and thank you so much to Lucas for taking time to really push this forward. All right. Aish, is he here? Hi, Aish.
Hello, everyone. Sorry, okay, I misunderstanding the fact. Yeah, hello everyone. How are you? How is guys?
All right, cool. I submitted something quite interesting for today's agenda. Would you like to share
Yeah, yeah,
what
sure.
you had
So
in
it
mind?
is kind of like, yeah, sorry for that. So it is kind of like I have been observing. So like in the mentorship community, we have two members, like you and the ace. So sometimes due to the geographical location or due to time constraint, we cannot able to like connect you guys properly, and ace is single person who is maintaining all the kind of mentorship program like throughout the like AsyncAPI uh, organization. So like can we like increase the member with this mentorship, can we increase the members in the mentorship committee so that we can easily streamline the process of the mentorship program to the AsyncAPI? For example, like we have planned to like start the AsyncAPI mentorship program for on this month, uh, previous month, but still we haven't got any kind of update on the like program. And in the next year we are planning to propose the LFX program, right? So we are doing lots of stuff in the starting. So also I have talked this with the Fran, and Fran also like he's willing to like, yeah, this is kind of good idea if you increase the member in the committee, so that somehow like we can help the IS to like streamline the process of the mentorship program. Because I am getting lots of DM of like folks like, when will the mentorship program will start, what is the update. So it is kind of bit frustrating, like I need to reply like ace, and it will automatically bombard multiple DMs with in fact with ace as well. So like it's time to like to increase the member in the mentorship committee, so that we can easily like distribute some ideas or load on the ace or some kind of member, so that it can easily facilitate all kind of the services in the organization.
All right. Yeah, it is something that I did propose on the goals for next year, like to have a maintainership committee. Yes, most of the work needs to be led by Ace. He's the one leading that initiative, and it's part of the goals that we have to like improve the maintainership program, like especially on improving how we do GSOC, how we do if we are planning also to apply for LFX. So there is a lot of coordination that needs to happen. And I propose that we need to have a working group instead of a committee,
Right.
like organize everything under the working group. So yes, I will have to wait until the goals have been voted, because I know a lot of people might have questions on why we need to do this, because it's a lot of work and it's a lot of coordination for one person, and
Right.
sometimes I just pitch in to help. So yes, the working group is gonna be called the maintainership working group, because we are doing away with mentorships, but we are now shifting to maintainership, which is gonna be like our Async API brand. So a lot of things are going to change. But my suggestion for now, in regards to timeline, there's a lot of things that needs to be put in place, budget, for instance, and coordination. So I believe GSOC is wrapping up now. So once after GSOC and once the goals have been approved by the TSC, then we should kickstart like identifying members of the working group and seeing how things are gonna be coordinated. But in the meantime, what I would recommend I used to do, right, when you get DMs, just direct them to the docs. I had it open actually earlier on because I was updating the pull request. So just just share the docs. So this is the maintainership guide of what is coming, what to expect, because we are changing the approach of how we approach mentorships in a maintainership way. So we have we have docs that ACE recently completed. It's also good for also mentors next year. Things are going to change as well on how we approach, like how we used to do mentorships and into maintainership. So we have docs, but also encourage contributors to also check out onboarding guidelines, contribution guidelines, and to also keep an eye on the announcements. Yes, it's a lot of work. So I hope that clarifies some of the questions. But yes, please also make sure you also share your input on the goals as well, because it all starts from there. Without everybody pitching in, then we won't achieve what we want to. So please make sure to also share your insights if it's making sense for what we want to do.
Sure, sure.
Uh,
Thanks a lot. So like, so for this year, so when we are going to plan, so are we planning maintenance in this year, or we are going to shift for the next year?
so that is the for the board to decide
Mhm.
like what we should do. But from my own understanding, we need to have like the goals. They need to understand how the community works and why we need to have such program and what is serving. So it's all now depends on how quickly we get the goals and the board and the budget as well. So those are three things that are tied to the program. But since it's already November, yeah, we're running a tight ship. So yeah, we'll also have like to speak to Ace and also share an update on what we should do as well.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, cool. All right. Final update is on Slack. So we need to find ways on how to prevent spam on the announcement channels. I'm sure you're seeing what's happening now. So if you know, we need to prevent this before it gets we get into that season again. So the thing with Slack is we can't limit because of the is it license or the account that we have on Slack? It only allows us to make changes to the general channel, of which, if you know, we once closed the general channel and it is what it is now. I'm not gonna mention the name, but yeah, we need to do something about the announcement channel, and it's not general channel, so we need to find measures on how we can reduce spam and incorrect messages. So I don't know, does anyone know any integrations that we can have on Slack? What do we do? Bots maybe that we can integrate that that are already built to limit this kind of messages. Is there any workflow that we can also use to limit messages on the announcement channel? Suggestions? No suggestions. Okay, what I'm going to do is create an issue on community repo. Then shade, I'm gonna ping everybody because this is an issue that involves everybody on Slack to see if we can get like community-wide input on what we can do. I don't have any ideas as yet. Maybe if you might take time, if you know, I know some communities have these bots that when you post a message on a certain channel, the bot tells you to remove it or something like that. I don't know if anybody does know if we can integrate it or similar workflows, please share. But yeah, I will open an issue as well, and share it. And let's see if we can get some ideas on how to improve our Slack workspace. With that being said, that marks most of the items that I had on my agenda. I don't know, does anybody have any questions or has any additions or something they would like to discuss before we call it a day?
Yes, one last thing about the community meetups page. So, I
Mhm.
was thinking that we can also ping Maya once if there are any design changes, if
Okay.
not Ace for some time, and then if she suggests anything new, you also, I mean, if there is any information missing that I should be adding, because I think the design is already up and tweaks are needed. So we should be able to do it if you guys just review it. It's not much of a task left.
All right. Okay, I will
Yeah.
do that. I will. All right. Anything else? Okay, if you just joined us, or if you're watching this live now, we're just concluding our community working group meeting. So the key points is Paris, is happening on the 11th of December. So posts, social media promotions, and the agenda should be done by either tomorrow morning. You'll get to see who's speaking and what topic they'll be sharing. And Developer Week, CFP is closing on the 21st of November. So you have roughly about a week before you can submit before submitting. So make sure you meet the deadline. And yes, we will start to discuss venues for 2026. So if you know anybody who would love to host us in KPI, or you think we should be at some venue, please jump in on the discussion once it's out, and share your thoughts. And community side of things, community goals for 2026 proposal is out. Please take time to review by next week, before we close for the voting. And AsyncAPI 10th anniversary is happening on the 18th of November. That is next week, Tuesday. So please make some noise. And yeah, let's have a party on Slack, maybe. And yes, next meeting will be on the 2nd of December, not November. It will be on the 2nd of December. So nowadays, since we are heading to the end of the year, we'll be doing meetings every 3 weeks instead of 2 weeks. So our next meeting will be at the 2nd of December. And if you have some agenda items that you'd like to share, please start sharing them on the issue. And yes, it's been a while since I last used this code, but it's not a bad thing to end the meeting early. So we are 30 minutes early for our meeting, which means we have 30 minutes to relax and spend for our day. So thank you so much to Shreya, to Karite, to Jay Prakash, to Terry, and to Ayush for joining me live here. And yes, that we can call it a day. See you again in 3 weeks or on Slack. And feel free to send me a DM if you have any questions. I might know somebody who knows, in case I don't have all the answers. But yes, thank you so much for joining and see you in 3 weeks' time. Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.
Yeah, have a great